Hi everyone, I'm Crystal Metters, and welcome to Paws Up. Today we have the director from Rita B. Huff Animal Shelter, Mary Jolene Lemon. How are you doing today, Mary?
I'm doing great, and thank you for having me.
No problem. And today we're going to be talking about animal adoption.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, how many animals are adopted out per week?
I would say anywhere from 15 to 20, depending on the time of year, and of course Christmas or Valentine's Day, we see the numbers go up. And then we also have a group of volunteers that do mobile adoptions. And when they have time, they'll take about 10 or 15 animals, usually dogs, out to Walmart. And they've been very successful. So when they go out on a weekend, those numbers go up, of course.
Okay, that's great. And what type of animal is adopted most often?
Well, all we really get is dogs and cats. And it seems that about 3 times as many dogs as cats are adopted on a yearly basis.
Okay, yeah. And is the animal shelter large enough to hold all the animals that you get in?
No, it's not, and we're actually in the process of building a bigger and newer place. The shelter we have now is about 25 years old, and it's starting to show. And of course, in those 25 years, Walker County has grown tremendously, which means more people and therefore more animals. And of course, all the strays that are out there producing puppies and kittens that we get in. So hopefully with this new place, which is probably a couple of years away still, we'll be able to keep more of them longer than we do now.
Okay, that's great. And what do you do with the animals that have been cruelly abused?
We, the few that we see, we try to rehabilitate them. We don't have the funds really to do much on the medical part, but if we just see that a dog's really shy or cowers down, we'll spend time with them, and luckily have volunteers to do that too. And sometimes they'll get out of their shell and be able to find another home.
Okay, that's awesome. And is it harder to adopt the older animals?
Not always. Many people want something older. They just don't want the puppy or the kitten stage, all the chewing and the having to watch over them. So a lot of people will come and get an older dog just because it's already housebroken and a little better mannered than a puppy would be. So it's pretty even, the older ones or the puppies and kittens.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we will be back with Mary Jolene with more questions.
You can make a difference today by opening your heart and your home. Visit the Rita B. Huff Humane Society. The shelter has served citizens of Huntsville and Walker County for over 20 years. Whether you are adopting a dog or cat, the Humane Society has a large variety of animals and can help you find the right choice that best suits your lifestyle. The shelter, located at 530 Bearcat Boulevard, welcomes everyone to visit the facility and find a loving pet. Rita B. Huff Humane Society is dedicated to finding a good home for each animal it takes in. Put a leash on this growing problem. Give a pet a second chance to find a loving home today. To learn more about pet adoption, contact 936-295-4666 or visit our website at www.ritabhufanimalshelter.org.
And we are back with Mary Jolene Lemon from the Rita B. Huff Animal Shelter. Now, Mary Jolene brought a little friend with her. Do you want to introduce us?
This is Ginger. I thought we'd bring her because she's very well behaved. She's about 2 years old. She is what we believe to be a Sheltie mix, just from the looks of her. We tested her for heartworms, and she's negative, which is a great thing around here. She's already been fixed, and we're trying to find her a home. The fee for her would be $85, which includes what we already have done, the heartworm test and the shots. And then we'll also give her a microchip. So she'd be good to go for $85.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. And since you work there, I'm sure you have plenty of heartwarming stories. Do you want to share one with us?
Well, one that comes to mind is a dear friend of mine, Dr. Conwell. His lifelong companion passed away, and he was looking for another one. And he took home a big shepherd that he tried her out, and it didn't work out. So brought her back. Then he fell in love with this little scruffy terrier-type dog and took him home and just completely fell in love with it. The dog even chewed up his Persian rug. it didn't matter, and I don't know what other damage he did, but he kept on to the dog and named it Buddy, and they've been together for 6 or 8 years now.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
Wow. So I have a hard question for you. What happens with the animals that do not get adopted?
Well, unfortunately, we have to euthanize them, and it's something that, of course, happens nationwide. The problem is just the fact that there's way too many animals and not enough homes for them. Because of that, all the shelters in the nation have SNAP programs, spay and neuter assistance programs, where we can help people that would otherwise not be able to afford it to spay and neuter their pets. And all this to cut down on the population, on all those litters that are born and really for nothing. Because unfortunately, after 6 or 8 weeks, they're put to sleep.
Right.
Yeah.
So how long do you usually hold the animals till you do
that? As long as we can, unless they're sick or injured or not adoptable. We keep them as long as we have room and try to give them all a fair chance to get adopted. During the summer, we're a lot busier where, gosh, we're lucky if we can keep them 3 or 5 days. And then at the slower times during the winter, we have dogs and cats that stay there for 2-3 weeks sometimes.
Okay. Okay, well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we have something special for our audience. We have a clip from Heike Ness, the vet tech at Rita B. Huff, so let's take a look.
If you'd like to adopt a pet from the animal shelter, you would have to fill out an application. The process takes about 24 hours to work the application. The adoption fees for puppies are $85 plus $50 deposit. For adult dogs, it's $85. For kittens, it's $85 plus a $50 deposit, and adult cats, it's $85. Those fees include a spay and neuter on the cats and dogs, and then also on the cats a leukemia test, first set of shots, then the microchip and the rabies vaccine later when they come back. On the dogs, if they're old enough, they include a heartworm test, the first set of shots, a wormer, and the spay and neuter and a microchip as well.
All right, well, that's about all we have time for today. But before we go, do you have any upcoming events?
As a matter of fact, we do. Of course, as a nonprofit organization, we're always looking for fundraisers. And this coming Saturday at the fire station number 2, excuse me, it's on Sam Houston next to Taco Bell. We're having pet pictures with Santa. So instead of having yourself or your children on Santa's lap, it'll be your dogs or cats. And the pictures will be 4x6, and they're $10. And then for copies, it'll be $5 each. And this is from 10 to 2 on Saturday. And so we hope to have a big turnout and make everybody some good pictures. And then on Sunday, the day after, we have our Christmas parties with the silent auction. And that's at the Walker Education Building on 19th Street. We always have lots of good food and lots of good items to bid on, and that's from 12:30 to 3:30. So again, these are some fundraisers that we really need to keep our doors open. And one more, the week after, on the 12th and 13th, we're having half-price adoptions. So for $42.50, you can get a dog or a cat, and again, it includes the shots and the spay and neuter and the microchip.
Okay.
So please mark your calendars.
All right, well, that sounds great. Well, we'd like to thank Mary Oline for
Thank
coming
you.
out and bringing Ginger, and Ginger is up for adoption if you want to check her out. And we also like to thank Heike Ness for doing our interview, and the Rita B. Huff for making all this possible and everything that they do for the animals. And if you want to adopt an animal, please go out there and check them out. There are thousands of animals out there that can be adopted. So thank you again.
Thank you.
And I'm Crystal Metters, and have a good day, Huntsville.